Well, hello and welcome to my world, folks. Welcome to Talk Leadership with Cedrick. You know, everybody needs a little TLC, and I'm excited to be here with you this evening. And tonight we have a dynamic guest with you, and I'm looking forward to the show tonight. So, you know, Talk Leadership with Cedrick is where we focus on leadership and personal growth with educators, business leaders, and local thought leaders. Our goal is to introduce our audience to leaders who are making an impact with innovative ideas. We believe that our guests can help our audience grow. Now, we know that our guiding leadership principle is the law of contribution, which says growing yourself enables you to grow others, right? You can't give what you don't have. So we have to first grow ourselves in order to help others. Now, you know, every week I like to do a proper introduction of our guest. So tonight, let me do a proper introduction of our guest. So we have with us Ms. Dianna Ross. Dianna is the candidate for Lake Charles City Council District A. And Dianna has been a resident of Lake Charles for 22 years and a resident of the Charpentier District for 18 years. She possesses more than 35 years of management experience. She has a degree in healthcare administration and is the owner of Ross Consulting and a co-owner of TaxWeb. She believes she has the business expertise, the knowledge, and experience to strengthen and build solid community and business relationships. After moving to Lake Charles, Dianna became involved in community outreach. This journey began with her daughter when her daughter was a student at Lake Charles Boston High School. Go Cougars. The school was threatened with closure, and Dianna saw the need to reestablish the parent-teacher organization and became the PTO president as well as the president of the Band Booster Club. She encouraged not only the parents to get involved, but the entire community to take a stance not to close a historic neighborhood school. As a woman of strong faith, this work of passion led to a life of service. Although they did not keep the school from closing, bringing the community together was the common cause was the just thing that she needed to really begin moving in her desire and serving in her passion and moving the community to another level. Right. With that effort, she raised over $40,000 and was able to send 9 Lake Charles Boston High School students to Paris, France, and the Washington Marion Band to Washington, D.C. Go Charging Indians. Now, you know I'm a Charging Indian. As the director of community affairs at Southwest Louisiana Center for Health Services, she oversees the outreach, marketing, and advertising, public relations, and communications department at the center. Her 14 years of employment with Southwest Louisiana Care Center has given her direct access to organizations and people who work to address healthcare disparities, educational deficits, and the quality of life issues for this community. She's talking about District A, folks, right? She is qualified to address the concerns of District A. Dianna worked with the center team to bring the first COVID testing site to the community. Her and her team took the lead in this community, providing meals, cleaning supplies, clothes, and many other things after Hurricane Laura and Delta devastated the city, all while dealing with the loss of a main medical building of the community health center. She is a member of and the past president of the North Lake Charles Kiwanis Club, also known as Kiwanis North. She volunteers her time with the National Parkinson Foundation of Southwest Louisiana and Southeast Texas, the Downtown Lake Charles Crawfish Festival, the Tournament of Stars Scholarship Fundraising Gala, New Beginnings for Women and Young Men in Transition. She is a past member of the La Familia Board of Directors, and she has served on the Downtown Development Authority since 2016. Talking about a woman that is involved in the community, folks. Just keep listening to all of these things that she's involved with. Since 2016, she's been involved with the Downtown Development Authority and is the current chairperson. She is a Team Green commissioner and serves on the City of Lake Charles sesquicentennial. Wow. Yes, planning committee, and she's worked on the City of Lake Charles Leaders Against Litter grant team. She's a leader, a trailblazer, and a bridge builder. I'm gonna say that again. She is a leader, a trailblazer, and a bridge builder. She is a motivator who can bring people together to work toward building a better future, a stronger District A that can help, that people can be proud of. She is qualified to see the district through reclaiming the community and reclaiming community pride and restoring broken relationships and rebuilding the community. So let's welcome City Council candidate for District A, Ms. Dianna Ross.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much, Cedrick, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of Talk Leadership with Cedrick. I've been watching you for a very long time. As a matter of fact, I really tried to get in there by invitation from you to take your leadership class and had so many things going on throughout the hurricane. I just was not able to, but I am waiting for the opportunity to get in, because what I know and what I've been seeing through following you is your passion to help people to develop and be better. And if not better than they already are, but just to see that they can do that and help other people, because that's my passion in life. You know, we all have and have been charged to be servants of other people. I believe that people come into the world and forget that that is what we are charged with by the Father Almighty.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, I'm excited that you're here tonight, and I'm excited to bring to the citizens of Lake Charles and to talk about your candidacy for District A City Council. So let's really just dive in. So I kind of read your bio and kind of talked about your leadership journey. So tell us, you have lived in Lake Charles a long time, but where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Port Arthur, Texas, and I graduated from Abraham Lincoln High School, Lincoln Bumblebees. I'm sure the folks in Lake Charles are familiar with the Lincoln Bumblebees and that outstanding basketball team that we had, and football. But I am from Port Arthur, Texas, born and raised, and I came to Lake Charles actually by way of my job. Bringing me here. I was a manager for Sam's Club here. I was traveling all over the country for Sam's while I was in Beaumont, and was brought here to Lake Charles to lead the store here.
Awesome. And you've been here so long. You really you are almost a native, right?
This is home. You know, it's home.
Absolutely.
I really hate it. Not hate it, but for me, when I say, "Oh, I'm because I am Lake Charles." You know, I mean,
right.
I came here and I fell in love with this place. I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the fact that it was very close to where I come from. I can compare Lake Charles and Port Arthur just based on the geographical parts of it, where there's a railroad track that runs completely through my city, as there is here in Lake Charles. The beauty of Lake Charles in so many different areas is really what attracted me and kept me here.
Well, awesome. Well, we're excited that you're here and looking to make an impact and make a difference in the city. So why did you decide to run for city council? Now, before you answer that, so you've been doing a lot of stuff. You've been, volunteering in the community. You've been running the Southwest Louisiana Community Health Center, and on a lot of different boards in the city to help move the city forward. And so you're making a difference already. So why run for city council?
There is that's the last great challenge for me. I want to be involved in government because all of my adult life, I've taken responsibility by voting. I've voted since I was 18 years old. 4 or 5 years ago, I ran for the office of police jury, and I was, you know, waiting for the opportunity to do something that in an area of government that could truly make a difference. In the police jury, even though I feel I would have served there as well, very well, in the police jury, the decisions are made differently from the way the decisions are made in city council. In city council, you have a responsibility to a particular district, and in that district, those constituents come directly to you for their needs. It's just it is a place in government where you can have a direct impact on a daily basis in the lives of the people who need you, and that's been my passion. Most of my adult life is to be a part of.
Diana, I think we've lost your picture. So we might have lost her for a little bit. Sometimes on live streaming, you may lose a connection. So she'll probably come back on here in just a second. But while we're waiting on her to come back, folks, today is February 23rd. It's my birthday, and I'm excited to be here with you. And we're talking with Lake Charles City Council candidate for District A, Ms. Dianna Ross. Her connection, we lost her connection, so we'll wait for her to come back. But while we're waiting for her to come back, what I want to say to you folks is, March 6th through the 13th is early voting. March 20th is the election day. So I want to make sure that you go out to vote on election day. And again, March 6th through the 13th is early voting, and March 20th is election day. So make sure if you're in District A, you go out and vote. Let your vote be your voice, right? And so, hey, Dianna, you're back. Thank you very much. You were talking about
Why I decided to run for city council.
Yes.
I believe, I know for a fact that I'm going to make a difference. The relationships that I've built over the past 22 years in the city of Lake Charles, throughout the state and the region, give me access to people that I believe can help us move District A forward. And that's the reason I decided to run. It is the right place for me to be.
Well, that is awesome, and we're excited that you're here. Hey, Claudia, thanks for tuning in tonight. We're listening to District 8 candidate for City Council, Ms. Dianna Ross. So, help us understand what things are you going to bring that's going to be different than the incumbent to this position?
Well, I believe that I'm going to bring an open mind. I believe that my skills as a negotiator, my skills as a motivator, and a person that inspires is something that's needed. You have to be able to listen with an open mind. You have to be willing to work with other people. You have to be willing to be at the table. And you have to be at the table because a good friend of mine says this, that if you're at the table, if you're not at the table, most likely you're the meal. And right now,
Yes.
That's how I kind of feel District 8 is. We're not at the table and we're the meal. We're actually being sacrificed. From what I can see, I've lived in that district for 18 years, and I feel not only disconnected but unrepresented. And I feel that people deserve to be represented fairly and equally. And I believe they need to be inspired, to reclaim their district, to take pride in their neighborhoods, to participate with their neighbors, to look out for each other. There was a time in our life where you knew who your neighbors were, that just because it's 2021, that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to know who your next door neighbor is, and that you can't go get a cup of sugar if you need one. I think people, we have to get back to that level of neighborhood. There are 7 districts in the city of Lake Charles, right? Well, I want my district to be that district that represents that level of unity and kindness and compassion and pride. The district that I am in, District A, is probably it is the largest district, but it is probably one of the most historically and culturally rich districts in the city. It's where the city began. And so I want to bring us back to that level of pride that we can build businesses, and again, strengthen neighborhoods and create community again. That's what I want to do.
Yes, I absolutely love that. Strengthen neighborhoods and build communities again. Yeah, that is absolutely something that is definitely needed. So um, let's look at, so now you get to March 20th and you hear that night that you're elected. All right, you're the winner. There's no runoff or anything. You're elected. All right. So give us a sense of what your first 90 days will look like.
Well, I imagine my first 90 days would be familiarizing myself with all of the um, ordinances that require my attention. I believe that if you are uninformed, you are unsuccessful. There's no way for me to go into that position thinking that I go in knowing everything. There's a municipal code that will have to be gone through with a fine-tooth comb. So, you know, having that knowledge of what it is I need and what I have at my disposal to help the people in my district and to help my district be the best that it can be. That's what I'm going to do in my first 90 days. Now, let's take into consideration that we've been through, 2 hurricanes and a pandemic. I understand that. There are some other things that I'd like to see. I know that there's some funds available, and I'd like to see my neighborhood cleaned up. I'd like to see District 8 cleaned up. I'm walking the district on a daily basis, and I'm seeing a level of, oh my gosh, dirt and filth and just, the debris that's been left behind. And so it makes it very difficult for a person who is struggling to bring their home back, but the property next door to them has rubble and debris on it, right? So who's going to do something about that? So
Right.
I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to go to the municipal code. I want to be able to talk directly to the constituents in my area and find out what the need is. One of the
Hmm.
things that I want to also establish within that first 90 days is an open level of communication. So I believe that if I do something like a YouTube channel that directly speaks to the people in my district on a bi-weekly basis, that keeps me connected to them and that keeps them connected to me. It also keeps them in not only communication, but keeps them aware of the things that could and should change for them throughout the course of the first 4 years that I serve.
Wow. Well, I mean, you're going to be busy obviously in the first 90 days, but that's a good outlook of what your first 90 days is going to look like. So what gets you excited in the morning? Just waking up in the morning, what gets you excited?
I'm so simple. I just like I just like for my husband to bring me a cup of coffee.
Okay. All right. That is simple. All right.
It is. And honestly, there are a couple of things that I look forward to. On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, one of my church leaders, Miss Glenda Archangel Jones, has Seek First God that she does at 6 o'clock in the morning. And so every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, I'm looking forward to that. And of course, every day I'm looking forward to my husband bringing me a cup of coffee to start my day off. But the time I spend in commune with God in the morning is good for me. I look forward to that. I'm so happy when I wake up in the morning and my eyes open. That gets me excited. Just
Yeah.
the fact that he's going to allow me one more day to get out there and use my gifts and talents as he would have me to. That gets me started. I like that.
Wow. Well, that is awesome. That's definitely a positive mental attitude type thing going on, right?
Yes.
And for the folks in Lake Charles, if you're listening, you're tuning in, whether you're listening to this live right now or you're watching the replay, positive mental attitude makes all the difference in the world. Positive mental attitude allows you to get things done in difficult moments. See, everybody can get things done when it's easy going and everybody agrees on the same thing. See, but when you're on a city council, everybody's not going to always agree.
That's
But
right.
those who have the positive mental attitude has the ability then to connect with others where they are and bring them onto your team to help you get votes, to help you pass ordinances, to
That's
help
right.
you bring pass resolutions, to bring
That's
new
right.
businesses, make a difference and change things
That's right.
in your city,
That's
right?
right.
So what you're
Absolutely.
listening to is positive mental attitude. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I said, absolutely. That's exactly what it is. You cannot go into any situation, with a negative. You can't. You're gonna get what you give, right?
Right.
Listen, my dad believed in hard work. I never had a job until I was 18 years old. He would not let me work, but I knew one thing: when I did get my first job, I meant business because he raised me. Oh, listen, I was a grown person on leave from my job, and he kept, well, "Are you working?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, Dad, I'm working. I mean, I'm on leave." He wanted. I'm grown with. I'm an adult woman with 3 children and a husband. He wasn't. Are you working? So I was raised and I'm built to work. I come from a family of people who believe in hard work, and so born a girl. I think I was supposed to be born a boy because my dad wanted a boy, but I'm born a girl. And listen, everything he would have put in a boy, he put in me because that drive and the desire and the intention to work and to do well
Mm-hmm.
is where I come from.
Well, that is awesome. So tell the audience a little bit. So we're going to talk a whole lot about politics and what you're going to do in
Okay.
office and all this type of stuff for community. But tell our audience a little something that's interesting or fun about you.
Oh wow. I love to dance. Love to dance. And I love poetry. I remember as a young person, of course, I mentioned I went to Abraham Lincoln High School, and so speech, debate, drama, acting. That was all that I ever wanted to do. I thought I was going to be an actress. That was going to be my passion. But life just took different turns, and my dad, as strict as he was, decided that I could not go to New York City. Like you're gonna stay. You're gonna stay here, and so so I put um, my passion into music. Like I said, dancing, poetry, and I like to mentor people. I love just being there. I've mentored so many young people over the course of my life. I can honestly say that I've been called so many times and said, thank you so much for getting me through or getting me over or being hard on me or getting me to the next phase of my life. Because I believe that if you don't have what it takes, to give, don't take.
Sure,
Don't take,
absolutely.
but give and then give of yourself. So, um, I enjoy. I've got 14 grandchildren, and
Oh wow.
I enjoy that time with them. Um, and I, of course, work is my life too. But I'd have to say at the top of that, my thing is dancing.
Well, okay. See, all right. Well, and you're in the right city if you love to dance, right? Because
Yeah.
folks in Lake Charles love them some Zydeco,
Mm,
and anytime you get a chance to do a little two-stepping,
right.
folks in Lake Charles ready for it. So
Yeah.
you're in the
Yeah.
right
Well,
city.
yeah,
Um,
that's true.
so
And I did leave out one
nobody's
really good important thing.
nobody's
Uh,
home. It's just you and your four walls, and nobody's home. What's
oh
the
man.
dessert you're going to pull out and eat?
I'm sorry. Oh, a dessert. Oh my
Yes.
goodness. Woo, well, okay. I'm simple again. Bluebell chocolate ice cream, and you know those little Biscoff cookies that you get on Southwest Airlines. Those.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those. I
Okay.
discovered those on the shelf in the store, and life has never been the same. So I don't even know why I haven't like listen, listen, and I got to have them together at the same time. So yeah, that's my guilty pleasure.
All right. Well, there you go. So, folks, when you vote for Dianna Ross in City Council, just bring us some Bluebell ice cream and some those Biscoff biscuits, and have
Yeah,
a sit down conversation. You can have a
indeed,
fireside fireside chat.
indeed.
Awesome. So,
Indeed.
with City Council, you're going to need your City Council peers sometimes
Mhm.
to be on your side to get things done in not only in Lake Charles, but specifically for North Lake Charles, right? So, what's your
Right.
plan of action to get those members on your side to help you pass new ordinances, get resolutions passed? What are you going to do there?
I'm gonna be myself. That's first and foremost. I am a person that has worked with um, easily, all of my life. And let me say this: there's not one person on that city council that I don't already know personally. I've worked with them in various areas of my career. When I was working with Tournament of the Stars for maybe for about 4 or 5 years, it was easy. It was nothing but to pick up the telephone and call John Ayub and Stuart Weatherford or Mr. Guillen, or as a matter of fact, at that point, I believe Nick Hunter was. On the police jury, Tony Giller. It was nothing for me to pick up the phone and call them and ask them to serve with me or to serve meals to other people. It's all in how you approach people, number one, and it is how you treat people the way you expect to be treated. And so you can't go wrong, with that. It's just a matter of sitting to the table with people, having an open and honest discussion about what your needs are, and asking specifically whether or not they can help you in your goals. And if I could do something for them, I would do the same. You can't expect to get participation or cooperation from someone if you're not willing to do the same.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we know that everything rises and falls on leadership. And at City Council, you're going to need strong leaders who can help work together
Right.
to bring new things to the city. And North Lake Charles, like you said, is very historic and it's the largest district. And there are a lot of
Right.
things that could happen. And if they happen in North Lake Charles, it could change the path of Lake Charles as a city,
It,
right?
it it would definitely change the path of Lake Charles. Let's just
Yeah.
take consideration, I-10 bridge for a long time. Well, what we know now is that it is going to happen. But what we also know is that it's going to come directly through District 8.
Right.
And if you are not at that table having those conversations, then there are going to be a lot of missed opportunities when it comes to businesses making their way into starting at North Lake Charles and working their way all the way to downtown. We've got so many areas in District 8 that can be developed. We're talking about the railroad area. We still have areas in downtown that need attention, but North Lake Charles would be where it would begin. And let's not forget that the I-10 corridor runs directly through that district as well. So,
Absolutely.
there are a lot of opportunities, and so we cannot keep doing the same thing and getting the same result. For the past 8 years, there's not been any development of any kind in North Lake Charles or in downtown Lake Charles or on in Riverside, excuse me, not Riverside, but in River Road area or in the railroad area. There's
Mhm.
been nothing, um, and we can't continue on that path. We just can't. We've got to be at the table, and we've got to have open conversations with businesses that could come to this area. And believe me, there have been opportunities. They've just not been acted on.
Yeah, yes, you're absolutely right about that. And this whole, redevelopment plan for North Lake Charles, or the I-10 corridor, right? So people hear about that, but sometimes they don't know what all of that means, right? So
Mm.
for North Lake Charles, and even for the city, what does this I-10 corridor mean in terms of potential growth and opportunity for the city?
Okay, so let's just do the math kind of like it was done. And one of my really good friends, Marshall Simeon, when he ran for mayor, laid it out so well. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Across that I-10 bridge, more than 70,000 cars cross that bridge every day, every day. And if if out of those 70,000 cars, they each stopped, or any of them stopped in Lake Charles off that I-10 corridor where businesses were set up, and spent $10, that would mean almost $4.3 million just in revenue coming into the city of Lake Charles on any given day. Now, since there is a turnaround in two different areas coming in through North Lake Charles, and that's at the Enterprise Boulevard area, and then now as you're going toward the I-10 bridge, there's a turnaround there as well. That means that people can actually get off of the interstate and get back on, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a big deal. That's a real big deal. So now you can actually put businesses on both sides of that corridor without any problem at all. People can get off and they can get on. And that's what people are looking for when they're actually going in and out of a city. They're looking for a way to get off and a way to easily get back on. So businesses that locate now on that corridor, people have access. So I think that's one of the stronger points for development on the I-10 corridor in that stretch of District A.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Folks who excuse me, who are just tuning in, you're listening to Talk Leadership with Cedrick, and everybody needs a little TLC. And we are talking with Dianna Ross, who is the city council candidate for the Lake Charles City Council candidate in District A. And we're having a really good conversation right now around the North Lake Charles redevelopment, the I-10 corridor project, ways to bring in new revenue, not existing revenue being stretched, bringing in new revenue, folks. And when you bring in new revenue, that only means growth for a city or
Absolutely.
a community. And what she's saying is, a part of her campaign plan is, this is a priority. This is something that needs to happen, like really, yesterday.
Right. And when you say that, you're absolutely right. But I want people to also know and understand that it takes the collaboration of not just my district, but all the other districts in order to make that happen. Because every for one district should emulate across the entire city. It should be good for the city, not just, because we all make up the city, right? But District 8 is where it begins. And so we strengthen we strengthen the entire city.
Absolutely. I absolutely love it. And so, we know that people are going to want to get involved, right? And right now I have on the screen, you can reach Dianna on our Facebook page. Just go to Dianna Ross for City Council. You can also reach her on her website, and that's scrolling across the bottom of the screen. And that is Dianna Ross for City Council.com. And so what things do you need help from citizens with, or people that may want to get involved with the campaign, either in a physical way or monetary way? What kind of help can they provide you?
They can provide both. I've seen a lot of things happen in this campaign, and one of the things that I know is It's not easy to run a campaign without funding. We put our own money in, but then we also depend on other people to help with monetary donations, to help buy the signs, to put the buy the sticks to put in the ground. Let me tell you, mail outs are unbelievably costly. But listen, it's what you have to do to get your word out, to make sure that you touch people. In the pandemic that we're facing right now, door to door and face to face is almost um, unheard of. Now, I am going door to door, but we're not allowed to have any large gatherings. Normally, we would have fundraisers, right? We
Mhm.
would do, dinners, or we would have a gathering of people where people could come and talk to you one on one and get a feel for you and understand who you are as a candidate. And unfortunately, right now, we can't do that with COVID being the way it is. And so, any monetary donation, $5, $10. When Barack Obama and Joe Biden and others run their campaign, they'll tell you, listen, send 5 or 10 or $25, whatever you can spare, because as a candidate and the need and desire to be a servant, that's how you help. If you feel that someone is talking the way you need them to communicate with you, if you feel that the ideas that I'm bringing across make sense to you, if you want to talk to me one on one, and get a better feel for who I am, I'm open to that. If you want to come and help me walk and knock on doors, I appreciate that. We need people to stuff envelopes. We need people to do be on the corners. We need people at the polls. And so, I would encourage anyone to just reach out to my website, Dianna Ross for City Council. There's a page there, and it'll ask you what you want to do, how you want to volunteer, or what maybe you want to make a donation. There are several things that you can do when you go to the website.
Absolutely. Well, that is awesome. And folks, I just want you to know that I do my part, even though I live in Texas. I still did my part and made a financial contribution to the campaign, because I believe that Dianna Ross will be the right candidate to take North Lake Charles to another level. And then obviously I'm inviting her on my show as well to help her get the word out. Right. So,
Well, I'm so glad that you said that. I wanted you to have the opportunity to say that you donated to my campaign, and I am so grateful for that. As a matter of fact, you were the second person to actually donate to my campaign, and I'm very thankful for that, because it definitely helped with some of the things that we needed to do to get the word out to people that we were serious about this campaign, and we were serious about representing the citizens of District 8.
awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, we know that we strong leadership is something that's needed in the city of Lake Charles, and so I'm excited to have you.
Thank you.
And I'm speaking into existence that you'll be the
Thank you.
next city council member for District A, and so that's why I'm made my contribution. So, folks, you'll see on the screen there her information if you want to get involved and put your money where your mouth is, and also put your feet and your resources together to go out there and help. So, on the show, we have a segment, Dianna, that's called Would You Rather? All
Okay.
right. And so we're going to play a little bit around a little round of Would You Rather. So
Okay.
would you rather have a life rewind button or a life pause button?
Mm. Rewind.
Rewind. All right. And audience, you guys can respond to this as well. Just put your comments in the put your responses in the comment section. So would you rather go to dinner alone or to go to a concert alone?
Wow. I think mm, I'd go to dinner alone. No one wants to go to a concert alone. I'll go to dinner alone.
Okay, all right. Would you rather have, oh, this is a good one. Would you rather have world peace? I mean, yeah, would you rather have world peace or stop world hunger?
Let me stop world hunger. I think people can figure out how to be peaceful. All they have to do is want to. But no one wants to be hungry. So let me stop world hunger.
Okay, all right. And Claudia says she'd like to dine alone too. So would you rather go skydiving or bungee jumping?
Skydiving.
Skydiving. All right. All right. So two more. Would you rather be an adult your whole life or be a child your whole life?
Oh, wow, that's a hard one. I enjoyed both of those. Wow, Cedrick, where'd you come up with that? That's an adult or a child? I'll go with adult. I'll
Adult.
have to go with adult. And I say that because there's a lot of my childhood that I don't remember, but I strive very hard to remember that are important to me as an adult. So I'll have to stick with that.
Okay. All right. Last one. And I asked everybody this. Claudia said she'd like to be a child forever. So would you rather have $1 million in Amazon gift cards or $100,000 in real money?
Wow. Give me the Amazon gift cards. Because hopefully I can take some of those Amazon gift cards and buy me some Amazon stock. So let me have the gift cards.
Okay. All right. That'll work. Well, thank you very much for playing that round of Would You Rather. I always love it to hear responses. Claudia says she wants the $100,000 in real money. And Marzetta said she'd like to be an adult so she can make her own choices. See, for me, I would rather be the child. Well, let me clarify. I want to be the child that has my 9th and 10th grade year of high school forever.
Okay.
Those 2 years were the best.
That you're absolutely right, because I think that my senior year in high school was my absolute best. So that's pretty good, Cedrick.
Yeah. I enjoyed my senior year too. I absolutely loved it because I went to Washington Mary my senior year. So I love that. But 9th grade, I was at Pearl Watson Junior High School back then, and I was at Lake Charles High School, the Wildcats, before they merged the schools, my sophomore year, and that was the best school year ever. So if I could do that, just do that over and over and over again, it would be great. All right.
Like Groundhog Day all over and over.
Exactly. So, folks, we are talking with Miss Dianna Ross, and she is the Lake Charles City Council candidate for District A. And we're having a really good conversation with her, and we're going to get back to some of the questions here. So, we talked about your first 90 days in office, but if there was one item on your list, on your campaign list, what would be that one thing that you say, I just have to get done while I'm in office?
I would have to get a store in North Lake Charles, a grocery store or two in that area. I also would have to, I know just one, but the grocery store would be really important to me, but also expanding transportation. I believe that we're behind. We have too many citizens, especially in District A, that need to go all the way across town to the casino, for instance, to go to work. And you get there, you leave home at, let's say 2:00 in the afternoon, but at 5:30, buses stop running. So how are you going to get home? And then on Fridays, they're done. So we have no transportation on Saturdays and Sundays, and we have no transportation after 5:30. So that's one of the things that I would like to work with the other council members on, and that is expanding transportation. But also having a store in the district would mean a lot to me.
Yeah, that would. All right. So we know that leadership is influence, right? Say at John Maxwell team, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. So what's your plan to influence the outcome of this election?
Use my voice. I'm going to talk to people and let them know that they, first of all, have a choice and an opportunity to effect change. We cannot be afraid to change a thing. We can't do the same thing over and over again and expect to get a different result. So I'm going to try my best to influence everybody that I come across with the information that I share to make a change in the district and choose me as the next city council person for District 8.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Absolutely love it. So let's talk a little bit about leader strengths. Okay. So we know that leaders come in all different with all different packages and different strengths, right? What strengths do you feel are important for successful leaders, specifically around, in being in city government? What are those leader strengths that they need? Give us, 2 or 3 of those.
Honesty, integrity, compassion, the ability to listen, and maybe if I change that around and put listening as number one, because we're taught to do many things throughout the course of our life. We're taught to walk, we're taught to talk, but we are not taught to listen. What we do a lot of times is we hear. And we choose to hear, because when you're hearing, you're preparing yourself, for what the other person is saying, so that you can come back with a rebut. But what you have to do more of is listen. So I believe good leaders listen well, so that they can have understanding, and be able to formulate what they need in order to help a person get to the next level.
Oh, I love that. I'm actually typing these up because I'm going to put these up on the screen, because I really think that these are really, really good here. So you said listening, listen well, honesty,
listen well, honesty, integrity, and
integrity,
compassion.
and passion. Absolutely love. Do you say compassion or passion?
Compassion.
Compassion. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Listen, you will run across people when you are in a position of leadership who really need compassion. Passion is one thing, but when you're compassionate towards someone, and you open yourself and allow them to deliver themselves to you, through your compassion, then most likely they'll open themselves up to you and allow you the opportunity to guide them and to lead them in a better direction. But if you can't show compassion, then people aren't going to give themselves to you.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, so we have a lot of people tuning in tonight. Claudia has been with us all night. Anna Banks has been with us. Brandy Guillory has been with us. I see Joanna Rincon has been with us. And Claudia said, let me see what she says. She says, I'd like to see the new city council work with the mayor of Lake Charles to get your goals achieved, and to work with other cities who have achieved development and expansion goals in transportation to gain insight in how to get these things done.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I like that what she says, don't reinvent the wheel. Listen, it's just a matter of coming to the table and having discussions about how you can better a thing. One thing that, and let me say, everything about Lake Charles isn't broken. So let's not do that. Everything about us is not broken. It's not that we don't have a good transportation system. Is that we have not expanded our transportation system. And I believe that even the mayor and other city council members are open to that. But of course, you have to come to the table, right? Everyone has to be willing to. Every district has a budget. And part of that budget, I'm sure, is going to have to be shared in order to make that change. So you come together, you have that discussion, and you figure out, what's my part? What can I do to, from my district to make this happen? And you work with other people to make sure that they all understand that we can get it done if we all come to the table and are willing to give a little bit to make it happen.
Absolutely, 100% agree with that. Awesome. So you've had a lot of successes in your life. Dianna, and have done a lot of things from a career perspective, as well in your personal life. But we've all had times where we failed, right? Something we thought was going to be great and work out well, and it really didn't. So, give us an example of something that you failed at, and what you do to overcome that failure.
Mm, mm. Well, let me think. That's a question that you get asked a lot in job interviews.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say, when I ran for police jury, I feel like I failed at that. And I know what I did wrong in it. I made a bad decision. We were 2 weeks. Well, let me back up a little bit. I made the runoff, and in that you only have another 30 days to make your last ditch effort to get to where you want to get to. And we had a new CEO coming in at the time, and I had already planned to have my 2 weeks off during early voting and the week of the election to be off so that I could continue to walk the area and talk to people, and solidify, let them know that I'm really in it to win. And I made a bad decision by not. I pulled back my vacation and decided to work that week, and it cost me. I lost that vote. Those votes. I lost 37 votes, and not walking my district, not making sure that people understood how serious this was for me. It just in that to me was a failure. Just a bad decision on my part. This time around, as things would be, believe it or not, we have a new CEO at the center once again. Literally, 1 month out from this election, and so yes, was it yesterday? I think yes, yesterday, Monday was his first day there, and so Sunday, as I was in my prayer and meditation, I thought to myself, I said, "Now, Father, I'm going to have to go and sit down with this gentleman that I've never met before and let him know that I'm not going to be here because this is that important to me. I am going to have to not be there those 2 weeks before this election because I want to make sure that people know and understand that I am here and I intend to represent them in District A. And it's important enough to me to not be at work those 2 weeks. And so, yeah, we're not going to repeat that failure again."
Okay. All right. Well, at John Maxwell team, we say um, experience is not the best teacher. We believe that evaluated experience is the best teacher.
Okay.
Right. So,
Right.
so
Right.
this is an example. You evaluated the situation and said, "I'm not going to repeat that same."
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. All right. There we go. So a couple of more questions, and then we'll wrap up here. So, why should the citizens of Lake Charles be encouraged?
I think we should be encouraged because we have nothing to fear at all. We have to rely on um, our faith. I think we should be encouraged because um, we're a great city. We're good people. Um, I came to Lake Charles and I was happy to settle there because of the way that I was received and the potential. Be encouraged because we have potential, people. We have opportunity. Um, and when you wake up every day and you have not everyone does have a place to live. I know that we have a situation right now because of these hurricanes and the pandemic, and we're facing a lot. But I believe that people, we as individuals, should be encouraged because God gave us the ability to do far greater things than we even know. So people should be encouraged. Look inside themselves and know that there is hope. There is hope. There's hope every single day. I mean, I listen, things are not perfect with me. I'm living in an apartment. My house is going to be torn down, but I smile every day because I'm encouraged by the people that I meet, in my journey every day. And so, yes, let's continue to be hopeful and know that we have tomorrow to look forward to.
Wow. Well, that is awesome. That is awesome. My final question for you, and then we'll wrap up the show. If there was a book that was written about you, what would the title be? And what would the summary in the back of the book say about you?
Hmm. Hmm. The title would be She Is. And the back would be Not Perfect.
Not perfect.
Not perfect,
Not perfect.
but willing to make a change.
That is awesome. I like that. She is, and then the back summary would say, not perfect,
Not perfect,
but she's
willing to
willing.
make a change. I'm willing.
Awesome. Willing to make a change for North Lake Charles. Willing to help North Lake Charles go to another level, folks. You've been listening tonight on Talk Leadership with Cedrick with Miss Dianna Ross, who is running for the city council seat, District A. So, folks, I want to encourage you to remember that March 6th through the 13th is early voting. March 20th is election day. Don't wait, folks, until election day to go vote. Anything can happen to you on that day and prevent you from voting. So this is why they have early voting. Make your vote be your voice. If you don't go vote, you have no one else to blame.
Right.
You can't complain. All of this type of stuff if you don't go vote.
Yeah.
So I'll close the show with the way I close it every week. But before I do that, I want to see if you have anything else you want to tell the citizens of Lake Charles before we close out tonight.
Yes, just one more statement. Again, my name is Dianna Ross, and I am seeking the office of City Councilwoman in District A. My number is 47 on the ballot. I encourage you to please vote early, March 6th through the 13th. And if you can't, please. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, say that last part again because we didn't hear you.
I would encourage you to exercise that right to vote early between March 6th and March 13th. And if you can't, please show up at the polls on March the 20th and cast your vote for me, Dianna Ross, your choice for City Council, number 47 on the ballot.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Again, thank you very much for coming on Talk Leadership with Cedrick. We know everybody needs a little TLC, and tonight is February 23rd, folks. It's my birthday. I'm excited to have been with you this evening, and I just want to tell you, folks, remember, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu, and don't be on the menu. Thank you, guys, and good night. We'll see you next week.